Picture this. A dimly lit boardroom at MI Park, the air thick with the scent of fresh coffee and unspoken fears. Craig Bellamy, the iron-fisted maestro who's built an empire in purple, stares down at a stack of termination letters. 3 names glare back: Ryan Papenhuyzen, Jonah Pezet, Nelson Asofa-Solomona, titans of the Storm's dynasty, now ghosts walking out the door. But then, in a twist that sucks the breath from the room, Bellamy doesn't crumble. He doesn't rage. He leans forward, eyes like steel, and whispers to CEO Justin Rodsky, "We're not done. Not yet." The door slams shut, and in that heartbeat, Melbourne's future hangs by a thread. Will the master coach pull one last miracle from the chaos? The fallout from the grand final still stings like salt in a fresh wound. Brisbane's late surge, snatching victory from a 22-12 halftime lead, left Bellamy's men shell-shocked, their premiership dreams shattered for the second year running. Whispers of discontent had been bubbling under the surface all season. Papenhuyzen, the electric fullback whose body betrayed him one too many times with injuries that sidelined him for months. Pezet, the prodigious halfback whose flair lit up MI Park but whose contract battles with the club turned bitter. And Asofa-Solomona, the hulking enforcer whose off-field dramas and on-field dominance made him both indispensable and a ticking time bomb. Their exits weren't leaks, they were a flood. Papenhuyzen chased stability with a rumored move to the Dragons, Pezet lured by bigger dollars at the Warriors, and Asofa-Solomona finally free from Bellamy's unyielding grip, heading to the Roosters for a fresh start. The Storm's salary cap, once a fortress, now yawns open like a chasm, forcing Frank Papenhuyzen into a frenzy of recruitment calls. But amid the rubble, Bellamy's voice cuts through, calm, calculated, a man who stared down salary cap scandals and still emerged victorious. This isn't the end, it's the spark that ignites his most audacious rebuild yet. Rodsky's plea for an early decision wasn't born of panic, but precision. With Bellamy's 2026 deal inked back in June after that gut-wrenching grand final loss, the club had breathed easy for a spell. Yet November's chill brought reality crashing in. The CEO, fresh from crunching numbers that showed a 30% drop in forward grunt without Asofa-Solomona's 200-meter carries per game, booked a tête-à-tête on the Gold Coast. Bellamy, holidaying amid family and property ties that tug him northward, could have dodged it, played the long game as always. Instead, he showed up, sleeves rolled, ready to architect survival. The meeting stretched into hours, tales of past glories mingling with brutal truths. Sua Fa'alogo stepping into Papenhuyzen's number 1 jersey, his youthful speed a gamble but one Bellamy swears he'll mold into gold. Harry Grant's extension loomed as the anchor, his hooking genius the heartbeat keeping the pack afloat. And as the sun dipped over the Broadwater, Bellamy didn't just commit. He vowed to chase a 5th ring, his 67-year-old frame defying the calendar in a way that left Rodsky grinning like a kid on Christmas. The Storm's machine has always thrived on Bellamy's alchemy, turning raw talent into relentless winners, bending the NRL to his will through preparation that borders on obsession. Remember 2007, when the salary cap implosion should have buried them? Bellamy rebuilt from the basement, forging a spine of steel that carried them to glory in 2009. Now, echoes of that resilience pulse through the club. Papenhuyzen's departure rips out the lightning rod, but Bellamy envisions a backline reborn, Nick Meaney shifting to fullback, his kicking game a weapon, Xavier Coates and Grant Anderson on the wings, their aerial contests a spectacle. Pezet's creativity? Handed to young guns like Tyron Wishart, whose utility noose Bellamy has long coveted. And the forwards, oh, the forwards. Losing Asofa-Solomona's brute force is like misplacing a sledgehammer, but Bellamy's scouting network hums with targets. Whispers of a raid on the Cowboys for Jason Taumalolo's fading fire, or poaching Stefano Utoikamanu from the Tigers for that explosive edge. It's not replacement, it's reinvention, Bellamy's specialty, where loss becomes legend. This is all sports updates. Smash subscribe now because Melbourne's masterstroke is just unfolding and you won't want to miss a tackle. Yet the shadows linger. Katoa's brain bleed in the Pacific Championships casts a pall, his future a question mark that Bellamy pores over nightly, consulting neurosurgeons like old mates. The Samoan's quiet fury and line-breaking power were Storm staples. Without him, the edge thins dangerously. Bellamy's move isn't mere retention, it's a clarion call to the footy world. Rival coaches, Cleary at Penrith, Griffin at the Dolphins, watch warily, knowing Bellamy's storm doesn't fade, it evolves. His extension talks aren't about clinging to power but fueling a fire that's burned for 23 seasons. Picture the training paddock come December, Bellamy's bark echoing sharper than ever, drills that push bodies to breaking points, minds to unbreakable focus. Asofa-Solomona, the 20-year-old sensation, arrives wide-eyed, only to find Bellamy's glare forging him into Papenhuyzen 2.0, faster, tougher, immune to the injury curse. Grant, re-signed in a hush-hush deal, becomes the vocal leader, his ruck work the glue binding a pack that's shed its giants. The storytelling here is pure drama. A club synonymous with dominance teetering on the brink, only for its architect to seize the wheel. Bellamy's not chasing sentiment, he's hunting immortality. At 67, most would eye the exit, perhaps a cushy advisory gig or that Gold Coast sunset. But not him. Titans' links fizzled when Des Hasler dug in, leaving Bellamy to double down on Melbourne's Purple Heart. Rodski's urgency stemmed from recruitment windows slamming shut, November's frenzy demands clarity, and Bellamy delivered with a handshake that echoed like thunder. The boardroom pact? Extend through 2027, his 25th year, a milestone that would eclipse even Bennett's longevity. Whispers suggest incentives tied to finals appearances, a nod to the hunger gnawing at Bellamy after 2 grand final heartbreaks. It's tense, visceral, every signing a battle, every session a war cry. And as players trickle back from off-season haze, they'll sense it, the Storm's soul, unbroken, ready to storm the league anew. Ripples spread beyond AMI Park. New South Wales origin selectors scramble without Papenhuyzen's spark, Queensland breathes easier minus Asofa-Solomona's menace, and the Kangaroos ponder a forward pack reshuffled. Bellamy's move stabilizes not just Melbourne, but the NRL's equilibrium, his presence a guarantee of excellence that elevates the competition. Fans, those die-hard purple hordes, flood socials with memes of Bellamy as a vampire, eternal and unrelenting. One viral clip captures his post-grand final presser, chin jutted, voice gravelly, "We'll be back. Count on it." Now that promise crystallizes. Recruitment whispers intensify, Tyrell Sloan from the Dragons as a versatile back, bolstering depth, or a shock bid for Aden Fonua-Blake, turning the front row into a fortress. Bellamy's war room buzzes, Peninsula dialing agents under the coach's watchful eye. It's chess on a bloodied board, each piece moved with surgical intent. The 3 quits? Fuel for the furnace, forging a squad hungrier, meaner, primed for redemption. This is all sports updates. Drop that like if you're Storm through and subscribe for the inside track on every twist.